Yeah. Dynamite the lad. Now, what do we have for this Dynamite? As you see from the title, I'm sure a few people who do not like AEW are going to be saying, you're pissing me off. What, you like AEW more than WWE? I give you honest reviews of all companies. AEW, WWE, Impact Wrestling, if I could ever get back to it, NWA. I give you fair, honest reviews. If you don't like it, why are you watching me? I'm here to give you honest reviews, and I'm going to give you right now. Raw sucked because it was boring. It was boring. No matter what you saw there, most of it was repeats. Others didn't really lead anywhere, and there's a lot of questions that shouldn't be questions that should have already been answered. Then you got NXT, which most of it was actually way better than Raw. But since the main roster is interjected into it, which hurts the main roster of NXT, because they're supposed to be brought up, they're supposed to be built up, but the way they're doing it, they're just throwing them aside. Look, I'm saying this right now. When you looked at what was being shown, guys, Tiffany Stratton is the current NXT champion. Who do you care more about? Tiffany Stratton or Rhea Ripley? You're going to care about Rhea more because she's more well known. This is supposed to get Tiffany to get trained and to be more over. Who are they pushing? You can't deny it. Whoever leaves a comment below and says WWE has better trained, can't you see NXT is better now? Wrong. Because NXT has majority of wrestlers that are not from the indies. They are basketball players, football players, UFC fighters, MMA fighters, gymnasts, dancers. They need to be trained. And very few of them actually are former wrestlers from the indies. Very few of them. So you get my point. Now, this show had a lot in it. I'm not going to agree with everything because some of the structure of the show I don't agree with. But there was a lot here, and I'm going to miss somebody. I'm going to probably miss somebody, and I'm going to probably miss something. Leave me a comment below what you want to know if I do miss something, or if I don't say I'm going to skip it, I'm going to miss something. Opening up this show. Let me make this clear. If anybody hates this show, stop. You know why? Taking away from the show actually being pretty fun. Because that's what we got here. A lot that was going on that was mainly fun. But I'm telling you now, do not hate this show. You know why? Because of what's going on in Maui right now, all that they produce from this show is going to a food bank in Maui. Don't hate this show. I'm telling you right now, if you hate this show, you must really not like the people in Maui who just lost everything in fires that's been on Hawaii and Maui. I'll say it again. Maui had a bad forest fire. So bad because of the tropical storms out there. Their forests have burnt maybe about 90%. And all the buildings in Maui are almost gone. Some of them over 100 years old. Same for a little bit of Hawaii. They also lost a lot of homes. They also lost a lot of their forests too. Do not hate this show because that money is going to food bank. It's going. So take it. But taking away from that, Wheeler Yuta versus, well, I kind of wish this was done on All In. That Wheeler Yuta has the shot to get that damn title from Orange Cassidy. It could have been the same way. I wouldn't have had a problem with it. But I kind of wish that this was a full circle for a Orange Cassidy dealing with a Wheeler Yuta. Because he brought him in. He left. Here he is now trying to go after his title. And yeah, there have been other fights they've had before. But I kind of wish this was saved. They could have built up into it. This is what I think it should be. But it was a good match. It wasn't a bad match. In the end, Orange won by roll-up. I don't like the roll-ups, but it did happen. Then we got Best Friends coming out. Then we had the Blackpool Combat Club coming out. Then we got Penta and Ray Phoenix coming out, all fighting one another. And then we got the returning. I said this before and I'll say it again. If Tony Khan does not eventually push Eddie Kingston, he's an idiot. Yes. Because Eddie is so over at this point. People every single time cheer for him. Even if he's a bad guy, which he's not. They cheer their asses off for him. Please, Tony, don't be stupid. Put him in a program that's going to go after the TNT title. Or even the ROH title. Let him finally win it from Claudio. At least then it'll be something on the main show. Let him either win TNT or let him win the main ROH title. One of them. Because you're not going to put him up against MJF, which you should. Because the way those two motherfuckers will talk, you will love it. Because the gift of gab for MJF is almost equal to the gift of gab of Eddie Kingston. Here's Eddie, here's MJF. I'm telling you now, we will love it. But this is what we got. Next. This is a match that I don't really understand why they did it. They didn't need to have the Gates of Agony. They didn't need a job here. Now, I have not watched the Gates of Agony for a long time. I don't have the time to look at ROH. I've been trying to get a chance to at least watch it, but I haven't had a chance to. I just haven't had that time. And seeing Nick Wayne and look, I understand you want to give Darby and Nick Wayne a win. But did it have to be against them? Did it have to be against guys that are so freaking huge that it should be impossible for these two to win unless it's at a pay-per-view? And you let them win. You couldn't just let them run out and attack them. You couldn't go there. So you had to let these two monsters be fed to a Nick Wayne. Yes, he's pretty good. I'm not going to take anything from him. And Darby Allin is the way he is. Whether you like him or not, he's over with the fans. He does good vid packs. He is an asset to AEW. But still, I do not agree that they're going to win this the way they did. It was wrong. It was not right for me personally. Even though AR Fox was out there, even though Strickland was out there, they watched. I'd rather have seen another team get jobbed out. I'm sorry. It would have been better. That's what I think should have happened. You could have used, Iron Savages. I think that would have been better. The former Bear Country, I believe. Iron Savages should have been used in this situation instead of the trios champion of ROH. I can't remember what the 6-man tag champions are. There you go. The 6-man tag champions. I believe they still are. Why you gotta let them job? Wasn't necessary. Next. Almost forgot. We got Crazy Sting again. We got Joker Sting from Impact Wrestling scaring Prince Nadi? I always forget his name. He scared the living bejesus out of him. Good. They're trying to build up the coffin match. The tag coffin match. Let's move on. Let's see here. That's 2. Jeff Jarrett versus Jeff Hardy in a Texas Chainsaw Massacre death match. Why was this here? I don't understand why they didn't close with the show. Guys, I know not everyone likes Jeff Jarrett and his crew. And what's going on with Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, Ego, Ethan Page? I believe it's Cassidy, but it's called what? Daddy Z, I believe. That's what he calls himself now. This should have closed the show because it was damn funny. Look, I'm not going to tell you every cinematic that any company produces is perfect. It isn't. This cinematic was not bad at all. It had the feel of a Texas Chainsaw Massacre thing, but due to the fact they were in the back, due to the fact they made it way too dark, and not enough red light in areas that needed to be red, that was a major issue for me personally. It wasn't that it was searing red and searing my eyes. But it was the point that we couldn't see all of it. Like I said with WWE, when they did their cinematics for WrestleMania, when they were during the pandemic era, the major problem they had was lighting. Lighting was so stupid. Like Impact Wrestling, when you saw Eddie and you saw PCO, the lighting was so dim and so low, you could not see anything. I'm not telling you to make the thing brighter than this, but you got to have the proper lighting. The lighting is key. The people at home or the people in the arena need to see what's going on. And if you don't have the right lighting, it's screwed up. And that was one of the major issues in the back. It was way too dim. And when they did finally put the lights for it being red, it needed to be a bit brighter. Not so much it would hurt your eyes, but enough that you could see what was going on, because it was so dim and so, it just wasn't done correctly. I'm not saying it's perfect. There's no way you can be perfect in that type of situation with everyone fighting one another. When Jeff Jarrett's crew came in and started fighting along with everybody else, and Karen Jarrett was involved. And the thing that got me, when the beginning of the match started and they were covered in blood, and Jeff got his ass kicked by Jeff. Jeff to Jeff. Pretty much when Karen's carrying her hubby back, all the way into the back, they're trying to hide from Jeff Hardy. It was too dim. We barely saw any of the blood on Karen. We saw some of the blood on Jeff, but barely enough of her. And we needed to see enough. And that hurt it for me personally. When they went back into the ring, it was fine. And once we saw that Leatherface came out, I'm going like, okay, that's good. That's good. They brought out Leatherface with a chainsaw. And then he's chasing after Karen. I will say this, that at least when it came to Karen, she was dealing with, I think, Daddy Z, and she fought and did what she did to save her man and help everybody else. Not everyone's going to agree with that, particularly she doesn't wrestle and she looked really botchy, but at least she was involved in it. This was stupid over the top and taking away from the lighting being bad. It was fun. Why wasn't the closing of the damn show? Why did they not trust it to close the show? I truly believe it could have closed. But that's just me, you guys, down below. Now, let's go to the segments that we had. Let me give it to you like this. When Kenny was questioned by Jay, I'll give it to you like this. Hearing how he grew up talking with JR, how his own uncle, the Sheik, was the one, not only his teacher of Don, but he treated him just like he was his uncle. Pretty much when his real uncle, who is also a teacher and a wrestler, let him be around him, he didn't seem any different. He saw an uncle and an uncle. He saw his actual blood uncle, and he saw pretty much Don as another uncle, an extension. He was always there for him. He gave him his first weights. He got him protein shakes. He got him pretty much vitamins and weird stuff. He didn't even understand what it was. And he says, take your vitamins, train, you can be anything you want. And he's there and he's trying to remember everything that Don did before he turned. So he wouldn't have total bad memories. He didn't want to make it about total revenge. And as he's talking, Don comes out. Don makes it very clear that he's the devil. And then basically Kateska comes out. And who else was there? I can't remember. I think it was Bullet Club Gold. Maybe the Guns might have been also there, but I think it was Bullet Club Gold. And they whooped that ass completely. And the segment after that with Hangman Page, I'll say that it looked too staged. I'm being honest here. Having Hangman Page right in front of an ambulance where they're saying that was a hospital when you could tell it is in the arena was a mistake. Let's make it clear. He was in the damn arena because you can see the fence behind it, and this was not a hospital. And I think they shouldn't have done that. He could have just spoke, and that would have been the end of it. But that was a snafu. I'm just being honest here. I think it was a mistake. It shouldn't have happened. That's not what it should have been done. And having someone come out and say, "Sir, you're in front of the hospital. You can't drink." Really? He's outside the hospital. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. He's not driving a car. And worse yet, saying that when you can see the metal not grate, what was it called? A garage door. Like a garage door opener for the garage door for the arena. That's what it is. It was stupid. I'm sorry. That's just me, guys, and below. Now, let's make this clear. Was the segment with MJF and Adam Cole funny? Yes. Deciding to go over to Outback Steakhouse, trying to do some research to see how they can actually beat Aussie Open, where MJF hates him. No, not hates Aussie Open. Think we shouldn't be going there, and Adam Cole loves it because he loves the food, and then they both ate and they both loved it, and you see that MJF wants to use a kangaroo kicking technique. In other words, how a kangaroo kicks someone to try and get an edge over Aussie Open. And he's going like this. I'm sorry. That was funny. It was stupid. And then when they finally got to the arena and they went outside and they spoke, it was still funny. But what was good was story time with Adam and MJF. Adam spoke first. It was the same thing what Adam talked about because of the concussions he received. He didn't think he was ever going to wrestle again. He made it clear, and this is not a lie, we know this is the truth. He was told, legitimately, you may never wrestle again. Can't even get into a car without throwing up. That's how bad it was for him in real life. They didn't hide it or sugarcoat it. He told everyone that those concussions screwed him so badly, they didn't think he could ever wrestle or even walk normally again. So having this moment with a good friend of his, he's happy as hell. But he made it clear that I'm going to still win. But then we get MJF, who made it very clear why MJF is one of the best talkers in that company next to only one other person I know. And I'm telling you right now, there are very few people in that company that can talk so damn well. He is one of them. You know who the second one. And I want them both to go up against each other. That's Eddie Kingston versus MJF. I'm sorry. Eddie's here. MJF is here. That's how good they are. But he told his story. And I'm not going to go through what he said. Go watch it for yourself. Because there was a lot to unpack there, talking about when he first was going to train, when he got his shot from Cody, and when he finally managed to scratch his way from nothing to become the first champ. The first champ of this generation. That's the best way to say it. He proves how damn good of a talker he is. He's that versatile. I'm just telling you guys, he's that damn versatile. And they made it clear how important this was. How good this was. How much they love each other, but pretty much they're going to go at each other because it's just been applied. Now Aussie Open attacked him, and then you got a little bit of Adam Cole going, about to attack him. Now, was that the wisest thing to do? Of course it is. Look, let's make this clear, guys. We basically, I'm telling you right now, MJF and Adam Cole are both the same guy. Because both of them will be willing to betray the other to get what the fuck they want. Because that's what we got here. We got Adam Cole who's exactly the same as MJF. The only thing is that at this point, they love each other because they both can see how much one is a lot like the other. That's just how it is. Now, here is the match that I have to say. I understand the ending. It had to happen. But I kind of feel sorry for one person, and that is the bunny. Look, she just came back after 6 months. She's now back with Penelope Forbes. She's back with her husband, Penelope Forbes, and look, I'm not going to tell you she ain't so freaking hot. I'm not going to tell you she has boobs for days. And I'm not going to tell you from what I've heard, she's actually really a nice person. And I just feel like when she left Impact Wrestling, she had issues. Let's be honest. When you saw an Impact, she didn't seem happy. If you know me, and when I was reviewing Impact when she was there, It was like two people just did not seem right. It was Rosemary and it was Allie, the former bunny. I'm telling you right now, she just didn't seem happy. And here, this is like, what did she really gain coming back after 6 months? Because, yeah, she had a match with Britt Baker, and it was a rough match. Britt legitimately really wanted to hit the shit out of her. Now, we don't normally hear women hit each other that hard, and the mics don't normally pick it up. But I'm telling you right now, if JD and Jess Alex and Jesse don't say it, I'm saying it now. Britt Baker literally was legitimately hitting her very hard. Hard enough for the mics at ringside to pick it up. And that's not something you normally get from women. She legitimately was hitting her very hard. Now, I'm not saying that Bunny didn't hit her back. But the only time when the mics picked it up, when Britt did it. She hit her ass hard. That's how bad she wanted to hit her. But then, when you see the match itself, how it was, there wasn't a lot of chemistry there. It was kind of botchy. It wasn't bad, but it was kind of botchy. Cherry Bomb, as she once was known, before Allie, before Bunny, she's always been known to be a great wrestler. And here, maybe it's because it's been 6 months, even though she's been practicing and training, getting back into shape, she was a little off, because she did feel off. I'm not going to tell you that she didn't look sexy in the ring. I'm not going to tell you that she didn't do a job in the ring. I'm not going to tell you that Penelope licked Britt in the face. And I'm going, what the fuck? That was something many men and other women would like. But in the end, you know who was going to win. She didn't get a chance to put the lockjaw on, but she kicked her in the face and then stomped her ass. That was it. She's now she's in the Fatal 4 with Saraya, with Toni Storm, with Hikaru Kushida. She's in there now. I don't know who's going to win, and I'm not even going to think about it. I don't want to know. I don't like doing predictions very often. Only thing I do know is that whoever wins, they better book them correctly. Because we still got bad booking for the women. I'm just saying. Let me see. Anything else? The Acclaim got their asses handed to them by... Seeing the Acclaim getting ass whooped by the House of Black. And looks like they've taken Billy's boots. Could mean he's coming back. Could mean it. Caster got his head busted open. Good. But I'm wondering how far they're going to go. Are they really going to bring back Billy in a way that's going to either screw over the Acclaimed or be back with the Acclaimed? Because Billy could screw over the Acclaimed and literally go with the House of Black. Because they'll say you're going to be washed up as long as you're not with us. Or he'll go back with the Acclaimed, which people will really be happy. But it would be a big turn if he goes with them. I'm not saying he will, but it does feel like they may go there. I don't know. You guys some below. What can I say? Let me see here. I know I'm missing something. I don't remember what I'm missing. But let's move on to the final match of the night. Bucks versus the Guns. I truly believe they should have closed. Now it's understandable why they did it. Because they want to set up what's going to be setting up with FTR. Which is understandable. I wish it was done on another day though. Because I truly believe the Texas Chainsaw Massacre death match could have closed the show. It was funny. It was fun. And I truly believe that could have closed the show. But this could have been on another show. This could have been next week. And I think it should have been next week. Because it will be making it more closer to All In on the 27th. But it was a damn good match. I'm not going to say it wasn't. Was it over the top aerial? Some of it, yeah. But for the most part, general fundamental tag team wrestling was there. In the end, I was not surprised the Bucks was going to win. They were supposed to. Then Bullet Club Gold came out, and then FTR saved their butts. And pretty much they were trying to make people think that FTR was about to get their faces kicked in by the Bucks, but they didn't go there. No, sorry, my mistake. The reverse. FTR was about to kick their faces off of the Bucks, but it didn't go, they didn't go there. That's how it is. This was, it was good. I don't agree with everything. There's no way I'm going to agree with everything. But I can tell you that this was a lot more fun than Raw. It was. And in many cases, more fun than NXT. I'm just saying, it's better. Now, I know I'm missing something. I can't remember what it is. If I've forgotten something, leave a comment below. Ask me what I thought about it. Because I know I'm going to forget something. But I thought this wasn't too bad. Now, the question is, what is Impact going to give us tomorrow? Particularly, they got to build into WrestleVerse United. That's coming. WrestleVerse United is supposed to come, if I remember correctly. That will be on the 20th. And if I can, I'm going to see it. But when it comes to Emergence, like I said before, I'm probably not going to be able to see Emergence because by the time All In is finished, Emergence will probably already be started. So I'll have to wait until the next day to do a review of it. But that's just me. Peace.